We hear it mumbled by crowds before sporting events. We recite it half asleep in wooden pews. The sheer repetition of the Lord's Prayer has turned its words into background noise, a cultural reflex stripped of its teeth. But before it was mass-produced, it was a physical artifact, an ancient, specific set of instructions handed down in the dirt of the first century. These words function as a window into a specific, lived intimacy. They provide direct access to the internal perspective of the person who first spoke them. Long before he taught it to thousands on a hillside, Jesus prayed this exact way, alone, in the quiet of a Judean morning. To actually hear what he was saying, we have to peel back 2 millennia of religious polish. This is the intensely personal battle rhythm of the Son of God. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. The opening line is a paradox. It slams the deep intimacy of Father straight into the terrifying, unreachable holiness of hallowed. By default, our petitions center on immediate needs and earthly comfort. Jesus bypasses that instinct to establish a hierarchy of authority. A human-centric model points all arrows inward toward our own needs. Jesus inverts that, forcing every arrow straight up toward the Father. Declaring his name hallowed builds the structural anchor that must be firmly in place before a single request can be made. Your kingdom come. This is an active invasion, an insistence that heaven's reality impose itself on earth right now. By demanding that we acknowledge who we are talking to, the prayer neutralizes our ego. We align with his authority before we ever mention our earthly concerns. Then the pivot. Your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. The focus drops from the throne room straight down to the dirt. Jesus knew exactly what your will be done cost. He would sweat blood praying those words here, anchoring his surrender in the geography of Gethsemane. Give us this day our daily bread. Notice the time frame, daily. It restricts our vision to the next 24 hours, forcing a rhythm of constant reliance and tearing down the illusion that we can stockpile enough resources to be self-sufficient. And forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Here, grace becomes a two-way transaction. You cannot hoard forgiveness while refusing to distribute it. Jesus could establish this matrix of forgiveness because every step he took toward Jerusalem was a step toward paying that exact, fatal debt himself. The entire middle section strips the practitioner of control. You are left completely vulnerable, dependent for your next meal and your next measure of grace. And do not lead us into temptation. This is a sober-minded assessment of reality. It acknowledges that the landscape we are walking through is actively hostile. He wasn't speaking in abstracts. He spent 40 days starving in the Judean desert, isolated in this exact terrain, fighting off temptation face to face. But deliver us from the evil one. When the opposition is supernatural, the defense must be as well. It places the burden of protection squarely on the Father. It admits our fragility. We are guaranteed to face a fractured, dangerous world, but we rely entirely on his strength to survive it. The internal logic of this prayer demands a specific orientation of the self. To pray this way is to actively subordinate human priority to divine protocol. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. That closing line brings the quiet devotion of a solitary mountain into the massive historical reality of Jerusalem. It declares that the God of this intimate prayer holds the entirety of human history. The real weight of these words is that they are an open invitation. Jesus is pulling you into the exact same surrendered dynamic he shares with the Father. Stop treating prayer as a religious transaction or a memorized script. Instead, begin living it as an intimate, surrendered relationship.